Hi, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft Studio. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm going to show you how to make this little autumnal card. You could change it up into a birthday card. I've just used thank you. I'll show you the suite I've got this from. So it's the Gilded Autumn Suite. I just loved all these colours together. I love autumn. These papers have copper foil on some of those. I've used these gorgeous metallic brushed metallic cardstock, Acorn trinkets, very cute. And then these this stamp set and these punches. So you can get these together as a bundle and save 10%, or you can buy one or the other. But I just thought we're only in September still, so let's make a little autumnal card. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make this card. I'll just show you how it opens actually. The reason I've got this loose is I need it for my card in a second, because I've sent all my little Acorn trinkets out on my classes by post. So I've kind of loosened this one to use in a minute, but this is how the card opens. So you just write either side, obviously avoiding the gap in the middle. Okay, so you need a piece of very vanilla cardstock, which measures 5.5 by 7 3/4. I'm just going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to score this at 1 7/8 and 5 7/8. Okay, that's all the scoring. And then just fold on those score lines. There we go. So you've got this small gap in the middle. Originally when I designed this, I had a bigger gap in the middle, but because these are quite big, I wanted to show more of the paper here. So I redesigned it, or resized it, I should say. So we're using the stitched shape framelits. I use these a lot. These are the two smallest squares, so I've gone ahead and cut. These are the 3 colours from the brush metallic, so they're really gorgeous. This is my particular favourite, kind of more of a champagne one. So I've gone ahead and cut those out with the second smallest square, and then you'll also need 3 very vanilla pieces in the smallest one. So you've got that beautiful edging round. I'll go through the other supplies. You'll need early espresso cardstock, which 2 of these, which measure 5 1/4 by 1 5/8. And then your designer series paper, you'll need 2 pieces again, and they measure 5 by 1 3/8. And then some smaller pieces here, just turning the page on my notes. Another piece of early espresso, which measures 2 5/8 by 7/8, and another piece of very vanilla, which measures 2.5 by 3/4. Okay, so very simple to put it together once you've got all your pieces cut out. And as I say, this is one of my projects for my classes by post. I do them monthly. There are 3 projects in each kit, and you get everything you need to make up the projects except for adhesive, and you need to use your own stamps that you have. But I keep stamping to a minimum anyway on there. Okay, so first of all, we're going to layer up the designer series paper onto the early espresso cardstock. Then that'll leave a small border all the way around. I'm so happy it's autumn. I know most people love summer. I'm not one of those people. I'm actually dreading on Monday and Tuesday. It's a kind of mini heat wave coming back, and I'm already dreading it. But you know, I feel happy for people that we've had a nice summer. Wasn't really for me, but yeah, these are my favourite months coming up. In fact, the next 9 months I'm very happy with. So I'm a little bit miserable in the summer. I think it's the Irish genes. I'm just going to quickly pop some glue on the back of these ones as well. There we go. So these are going to obviously layer on these 2 panels. I'm still in shot. And you could do this with Christmas cards, you know, any papers really. And you don't have to use the stitch shapes. If you don't have them, or you don't have a big shot, you could just cut squares. Actually, I'll tell you roughly the sizes. So the bigger squares are, I think you'd probably say 1.5 by 1.5, slightly over. And then the smaller ones, about 1 inch by 1 inch. So if you wanted to create this again, but just want to cut the squares, that's what I would go for. Right, okay, so I layered these up with dimensionals on here, and again you could have them straight. On this one, I'll just show you, I think I can peel that one off. You could have them all in a straight line if you wanted to, or bring them down a bit. I quite like them staggered, and the little offset squares on top, so that's just my preference. So I've used dimensionals on there, so 1 on the back of each. I might have used 2, but either. Take the backings off. Incidentally as well, if anyone hasn't got a copy of the mini catalogue, the autumn winter catalogue, do get in touch, because I send them out for free, provided you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. If you do, then obviously ask them for your copy. But there's not just Christmas in there, there's autumn. Being an American company, there's some Thanksgiving, but there's also some Halloween, which I know is not everyone's cup of tea, but I love it too. So lots of different things in there. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to bring in the punches. Now, these are bigger than I thought. Here we go. So you get a set of 3. You get the Acorn, the oak leaf, and I'm not sure what that leaf is. I should probably know. So I've used Cajun Craze here for this. I don't know what this leaf is. I shouldn't know. There we go. We'll just call it the bigger one, the flat leaf. Then the oak leaf I did in crumb cake. You could stamp these as well. The corresponding images are on here, so if you were to stamp these, they would you know, look good as well. But I quite liked the bold colours on here. And then an acorn. And then, yeah, I just glued these ones down. So a little bit of glue on the back of each of these. Cajun Craze is normally my least favourite Stampin' Up! Colour until it comes to autumn. And then I'm happy to use it. I'm just not a real orange girl. Okay, so again, just pop these on. Bit of an angle. And then the acorn on this one. Cool. And then what you want to do is just attach them to the top half of the card. See how I put tape on here just to keep it down while I was taking a photograph of it. Yeah, so you need obviously that to be free to come up, and that's why I put the little acorn on here, just to try and weight it down a little bit. So flip them over, make sure you know which are your top, which way up they are, and then I'm just going to use some stamping seal just to run along the top. You could just use glue or tape, whatever you want to use along here. And then, like I said, I just staggered mine slightly. So what I did, I lined up, let's see where I lined it up, this one over the early espresso here, and then down to the top of the DSP. So maybe just over about there. And this just meant that I could line this edge one up as well in the same place. So I just gave myself a bit of a guideline. Again, just am I in shot? Yeah, just over the over the early espresso on this end, and it just catches on the DSP there. And then this one just slightly lower, just to offset it a little bit in the middle there. you don't want to go too low because we're going to put that greeting down here. So the greeting I've used, the thank you, is on here, but like I say, use a birthday or whatever you want to pop on there. Just get my cardstock. I stamped this in crumb cake. Ooh. So the photopolymer stamps, you can see through them, but what I need to do, I think, is just put a bit of cardstock underneath so I can see where I'm stamping. Also on camera, so I have to lean over a little bit. Might not be as straight as it should be. Okay, that's not too bad. And then I popped this on a couple of dimensionals on the back. Where did I put those? Literally had them a second ago. Oh, here they are. Under the stamp set. Okay, a couple on the back. And then pop that onto the early espresso piece. Again, there's a little border all the way around. And what I did as well was I had, from the designer series paper, so I've cut a few out here, these little individual leaves looked really sweet. I just thought it needed something on here. So I've just fussy cut around here. So basically just move the paper around rather than the scissors. Just to go around one of these. There we go. So that's just going to pop on the edge there. Now with the Acorn, I'm actually just going to snip. Oh no, I've just taken off the thread here. So these are really cute. You get, I think it was 20 in a, yeah, 20 in a little box, but I had the right amount just to send out my kit, so I didn't really want to buy another set just to do the video. So I thought I would just take it off my one. So you would need about 5 inches of linen thread. So that's this fine one here. It's really pretty. I use this a lot. Just going to double it over and thread the looped end through this little hole here at the top. There we go. And as you pull it through, just open up that loop and pull these ends through. Sorry, a bit fingers and thumbs here today. Pull those 2 loose ends through, so you're just as you would a tag, like that. This is going to be a bit long, which is fine. You can just cut some off here. I just wanted to make it easier for you to thread it through. And then on the back of this one here, actually let's attach this first because we need to see where this sits before we put the Acorn on. So you want that quite central there, and the Acorn is going to hang down between here, so that won't be central, but if that bothers you, kind of move that over a bit. One of them is not going to be central. So put some adhesive on the back of here. Just pop some glue on for now. And then hold the card down, just see where you want that to be. About there. Okay. And then where you want your Acorn to hang, between here, you're going to put a glue dot underneath here on the back, so it just kind of hangs down. I'm just going to take them off my scissors here because I can't see my other little tool. So it's about, you can just kind of gauge from your finger, just about there, and then see where you want it to hang down roughly. Kind of pick that up and you'll see how much you want to. So you can see you've got about, what's that, about 1 inch showing there. This won't be too sticky as you fold it back over. And there you have it, your little beautiful autumn thank you card. Thanks for joining me. See you soon. Bye.